Hello guys and welcome to the channel UFO to Know, and in today's video I just wanted to share a very interesting Kuo quote that I came across recently and that really affected me profoundly. Kuo talks about us being what they refer to as a time lateral, which essentially is a karmic loop of empire, growth, and then destruction and eventually the downfall of the empire and the repetitive nature of destruction that we seem to be finding ourselves in. For example, the Roman Empire, before that Babylon, uh, the Nazi Germany, and now America. So this quote was from a 2005 um, channeling, which I will link the transcript to. But it says, into the pattern of this repetitive self-destructive behavior among the population of planet Earth came those who were watching for the opportunity to present itself to make use of this time lateral. For if entities such as your group are unable to clear the population of your planet from the time lateral, there are ways in which the negatively oriented entities may have every hope of keeping the time lateral viable. It would no longer be attached to the main track. That opportunity shall soon be closed. Keep in mind this was in 2005. Nevertheless, those that believe that they are in the appropriate place for themselves could choose to remain not polarized, either positively or negatively, but simply as those who would remain on third density Earth as it reverts to late second density. These entities would no longer be enlivened by third density entities who have the power of free will that could make the choice of service to self or service to others. They would become instinctual great ape type beings who look like you do because that is the genetic pool that now exists on planet Earth. However, these entities would simply be slaves of a kind that spent their lives living a life much as you experienced it now. A life without a good deal of variety. A life that is not concerned with coming into harmony as a planetary system, but is only concerned with the tribe of its family, its clan, and the protecting of the resources of that family and clan and defending that family and clan. What the fifth density entities, which you may call, as this instrument has jokingly done, space pirates, have in mind is simply to have a continuing harvest of food, that food being fear. You may see the creation of an atmosphere of fear in your governmental systems in your present culture. Indeed, we find from this instrument's mind there have been several conversations concerning the precise point recently among those who sit within this circle. The goal, therefore, of those who wish to aid planet Earth at this time is simply to express the situation of the choice, without concern for numbers, but only with concern for making an appropriate effort to, as this instrument would say, get the word out globally to share the information of the Confederation as regards this being the density of choice and there being time yet for making that choice. A secondary effort at this time, but one which will grow increasingly stronger and which will, within the next several of your years, become more important by far than alerting the population of this planet, is the concern for the planet itself. For there are many, many entities upon this planet whose route or road to realization of their true situation involves becoming aware of and responsive to the sad plight of planet itself and the fact that your culture and your way of life are gradually destroying the viability of this planet. So, if I can just summarize what I understood from this passage, Kuo was saying that we are currently and have been for several centuries now in a time lateral, which is essentially a karmic loop of destruction, as we said, and that the third density Earth will slowly start to revert back to second density. Essentially, devolution is going to occur, and probably population reduction and enslavement of those who are left behind. As the fourth density Earth, which would be on the main track, so aside from this time lateral, would go on to graduate and evolve to fourth density positive. And so those left on Earth would be reduced to a lower level of consciousness, essentially being like animalistic, like the great ape mind, as they say, where all they care about is, protecting the clan and gathering resources. And this is exactly what the Orion group, or what they refer to here as the fifth density space pirates, want, which is to create an atmosphere of fear, which they can use to then enslave the remaining population. And so the goal that Quo suggests, and partially the reason why I'm making this video, is to try to get the message out. If you want to be among those who graduate to fourth density positive, uh, then that's a pretty good way to do it, is to spread the message that now is our time to choose. Um, and the secondary effort, keep in mind this was written in 2005, was to talk about the growing concern for the planet itself, and global warming and weather effects, and how we're treating the planet, and how we need to learn how to become more sustainable and stuff like that. So I just found that a very interesting little passage, and I wanted to share it with you guys, and hope you enjoyed. Take care.